Push on the beat.
Right, 8 August 2025, and today I've got a quick update because today we've got court, so I have to fly to Johannesburg and make my time, which is going to be around 11:30. So I'll be giving you an update from court that is in Pretoria. So as I'm in Cape Town, I have to fly, and that takes me about 2 hours. So let's quickly go through the top stories today. And this is my favorite time of the day when I share with you what I have seen overnight. So I'm like your guardian angel. I watch everything that happens at night while you sleep. So let's start with the United States Embassy in Mharire. So the United States Embassy in Mharire has made an announcement. And the announcement is that there will be no more visa applications in Mharire. So you won't be able to apply for a visa to go to America from Zimbabwe. You also won't be able to apply for a visa to go to America from Zambia. You also won't be able to apply for a visa to go to America from Malawi. So those countries are the countries that are not able to apply because of what we call overstays. So people apply for a visa, a visitor's visa, or some sort of student visa. They go to America, then they don't come back. And that is not right. So the US Embassy in Zimbabwe has stopped. In fact, they've been given an instruction to stop all applications for visas. And that is immigrant and non-immigrant visas. So I don't know what that means for us guys who are in South Africa. I like the guys at the embassy, at the US Embassy in Cape Town. They are so good to me, and I got a visa very easily. Not a problem at all. And you saw gAMBAKWE went to America, did what he was supposed to do in America, and came back home. So America is not a place for people with no money. So if you go to America, it's very, very expensive. It's not the same as Zimbabwe or South Africa. So every day when I'm in the States, I budget $500. That is how much it costs me when I'm not, and I'm not funded by anybody. So I go there. How many days do you think I can last in America? At most, I can last 10 days, and then I must come back home. So what people do is when they go to America, they start working under the table and they're struggling. They sit there in America and become a drain on the system. So that is why the United States wants people to go back home. Don't go to America and then, in fact, you won't be able to go. That is simple. So the ones who have gone are the ones who have gone. It's crazy. So that is the announcement there on the US Embassy website. You won't be able to go to America from Zimbabwe. You have to go from another country. But the diplomats, officials, companies, I think you can still go. Those ones are not blocked. Now, let's get started with other stories. And we've got a serious trending story. I want to spend a bit of time on this story. So the young lady you're watching here is Natalie Mandu. So Natalie Mandu is very popular. And she is a socialite. She is close friends with many, many people. And she was known for her child with a popular pastor, Mwenezi. So, in fact, it is rumored that his marriage broke down because of her. I don't blame him. She is stunning. She's stunning. Do you see that? Right. So, most women in Zimbabwe are into some sort of muti or witchcraft, in Mharire especially. So, details have now emerged on why Natalie Mandu was arrested, and she has appeared in court. So, H Metro newspaper, as usual, my favorite newspaper, has carried the picture. So you're not going to see it anyway. I hope this is correct, but you're not going to see this picture anywhere else. So H Metro is reporting that Natalie Mandu and her maid, Elizabeth, had a fight. And this is what brought the whole thing out into the open. So Natalie and her maid went to a traditional healer in Glenview. And on arrival, Natalie and the maid and the traditional healer went to a farm called Churu farm in Glenview. On arrival at the farm, the traditional healer asked Natalie to write names of people on a piece of paper. She wrapped it in a red cloth and put snuff into it. They chanted on that piece of cloth and then put a big knife, stuck a big knife into those names and dug a hole and buried the whole thing. So Elizabeth was watching the whole thing. And then one day on the 5th of July, she went into town. And on arrival back from town, when she arrived at the house, she found out that Natalie had put snuff around the house. She had sprinkled snuff around the house, including on her bed. So it means Natalie was now performing rituals in the house, not only on the house, but also on the bed of Elizabeth. So Elizabeth was taken aback and she said she will never work here again. So she said she's going to leave on the 5th of July. However, Natalie took her phone and deleted all the pictures of themselves, both of them, which angered Elizabeth. Elizabeth then went to the people where a ritual was performed and told them that Natalie had performed a ritual on them. And the people are Tatenda Butau, Mwarianesu, Amanda, Ishmael and Tariro Maumbe. So that is among other people. She was bewitching a whole bunch of people. And the people then said, take us to the place where you did the ritual. She took them to the very spot and they dug and pulled out the whole thing. So I heard people saying there's no evidence. Well, the evidence is there. You performed rituals, you were caught red-handed by your own maid, and then you went crazy. So that is what happened to Natalie Mandu. I tried to get hold of her yesterday to find out if this is true, and she didn't answer me. However, we've got an audio. So let me quickly play for you just a snippet, because it makes no sense. It's not important. So let me just play for you a minute or so, or even a second, of Natalie and Tariro fighting on the phone.
Hello.
Batikira kapabasa pako ndine chinhu chako icho.
Handisi kubasa, ndiri kumba. You can come to my house.
Handisi kubasa, you can come to my house. Natalie.
Handisi kubasa, ndiri kumba. Tete wangu wafa kuchitungwiza. Ndauya kumba uzorongedza bag ndiende kunamo. The only reason I'm at home waiting, I'm waiting because you say, I'm waiting because you guys had said you want to see me. Ndira kunzwisisawo kuti Jerry ndakarinyora kupi waitisangane kumba kwangu or wherever that's central. You're free to come kumba kwangu. I'm not mobile.
Because we need to understand, especially Nini Natalie.
Ndozvakazvikundinetsa kuti ndoita daka nemi panyaya dzetariro. None of you is my boyfriend. None of you. Anti vangu vapi? Iwe, anti vaunoziva vakarega basa panapa over a month ago. She doesn't work here anymore. All right, sorry, Tariro, can I ask you something?
Go ahead.
Yes. Kana auntie who doesn't work for me anymore then comes to you and claims something that I allegedly did to you. One, what's the motive? I want, sorry. Tariro, I think tukutaura tisingapopotedzane handiti. Ndokumbira kutaura. Since tiri kutaura tinzwanana hatisi kutukana. Chekutanga Tariro, this is a maid who doesn't work for me anymore. Why would she come to you? Miranditaure Tariro. Auntie hasn't only started being weird only to you guys. Auntie went to my landlord and claimed my gardener is stealing from my landlord. Auntie went to a number of people who were surrounding me and alleged a lot of things. Some of whom came and they proved that it's not true. Auntie vakabvire kumba kwangu. Auntie is someone I swore by, someone I loved with my whole heart. There are personal issues dzakaitika kumba kwangu. Ndakatumirwa mavoice note zvavaitaura kune vanhu vavaitaura navo. Handina kuvadzinga. Ndakavati, Auntie, I'm no longer comfortable with you cooking or cleaning my bedroom. Next thing, she's coming to you claiming ndakakunyorerai zvinhu ndikakuitirai zvinhu. Why now? Why now? Yes, ndakavati uyai kumba kwangu, vakauya kumba kwangu vakasvika vakaprove. It's as simple as that. Because kana tichinzi ndine all of those things, come and search my house, you're free. I just want to know why is my name written on a red. I did not write anyone's name. I did not write anyone's name, Tariro.
Okay. Right. This whole voice note is crazy. I don't know what to do, guys. It's like 6 minutes. I don't want to spend your time on one thing. So I'll probably put it on gAMBAKWE and you guys can listen. The thing is, eventually she was arrested. There is evidence that she sprinkled and wrote the names. She's back in court on the 13th of August. So what I can tell you guys who are in Mharire, stay away from Vaskanavaya. These girls who look very classy. Most of them are witches. They like to go to witch doctors. And especially, usarume Vaskana ava, nemuromo wako. Vanozora, zvotyisa pamiri yavo. So usatange izvozvo. That is the biggest thing. They get my herbs, which they sprinkle or put on their bodies. Saka, I don't know what to make her say. Yeah. So let's go to the proper stories. The Zimbabwe Diamonds Company is facing collapse. I know you guys enjoy the story of Natalie more than what I'm talking now. The Zimbabwe Diamond Company faces collapse after diamonds are not doing well. So if you go to the independent newspaper, you see that the Zimbabwe Diamond Company is failing to pay their employees and they plan to retrench 400 workers. So Mutapa Fund owns a big chunk of the Zimbabwe Diamond Company together with Alrosa, a Russian company. And Alrosa wanted to buy diamonds at half price. And Mutapa has stopped Alrosa from buying the diamonds. And what has happened is the Zimbabwe Diamond Company is now unable to operate. They've lost money, they're unable to operate, and they've got a big problem. Then we obviously have a lot of other things happening. So let's quickly look at business. And in business, CBZ has launched a mall. So I want you guys to understand how this works. So Zikimall is a marketplace. So they've launched a marketplace and you can go there and list your products. Then they'll be able to sell for you and then you get the money. So it's a more like what you have in South Africa here. We have Takealot. So Zimbabwe now has Zikimall over here. Let me show you what it looks like. So you can now start selling your products on Zikimall over here. And this is a game changer because it covers all sectors. And you can pay using your CBZ bank account. You can also pay bills. It's an amazing thing here. So I don't know if you guys have seen Zikimall, but think this is something that you should explore if you're into selling. Instead of standing there with your car, put on Zikimall and register yourself. So let's see how we register. Here, is there a registration portal? Let me check. Okay, you can have an account and you can sell stuff. So a big thing. You can register here for shopping, and I don't know how you register as a merchant. So I think it's possible. I'm going to try to register as a merchant here and put our products on Zikimall. So go check it out. What an amazing thing that they have. But by the way, Zikimall CBZ in Deja Natagure. Don't forget, don't say with gAMBAKWE referred as to a Tagure product, because CBZ in Deanani and Natagure. Then the blue train of South Africa has arrived at Victoria Falls. So it has been relaunched after many, many years. I think it's over 20 years since it's operated. So this is a luxury train from Johannesburg, Cape Town, all the way to Zimbabwe. It's like many celebrities go on this train, and it has gone on to Victoria Falls. Rail is amazing. High-speed rail is even more amazing, but rail by itself is amazing. So it has started in Zimbabwe. So South Africa, Transnet, benefiting immensely, while the National Railways of Zimbabwe is doing nothing about it, while they're right there in Zimbabwe. I traveled by train once from Victoria Falls to Bulawayo. It's the best thing you can ever do. So I don't know why they don't reintroduce the rail, because certainly the rail is actually there. So I don't know why they don't reintroduce again. Then in terms of other things, the Victoria Falls Stock Exchange and the Zimbabwe Stock Exchange are one thing. So Zimbabwe Stock Exchange owns the Victoria Falls Stock Exchange. And there's an interesting graphic in the independent newspaper of the index. It has retraced quite a bit. This is what we call a deep retracement. So it has retraced from January to May. You are losing money. I don't know what has happened between May and August. So my understanding is that the Victoria Falls Stock Exchange has rebounded. So I wish someone could make us a graph which goes up to August, because they're saying that it's at an all-time high. So some people who are clever, make us a graph which goes up to August. I love graphs. I love graphs because graphs are money. So when you're looking at a graph, you're looking at money. Then also, we have President Maboko featuring one of the most interesting pictures in Africa. So these are the two best presidents in Africa at the moment together in one picture. It's like having Jesus and his angels in one picture. I love these presidents. I love them very, very much. And then let's go to South Africa. President Cyril Ramaphosa has held a meeting with President Trump. He had a call on the 6th with President Trump on the tariffs. However, there was no specific outcome or announcement on what they discussed. So what you need to understand about President Ramaphosa, he is in a difficult position on Hamas and Iran. So it is a policy of the ANC to support Hamas and Iran. There's nothing he can do. He can't go against the rest of the people. So the tariffs will never leave and the sanctions will never be removed, because President Ramaphosa has got a policy of the ANC which supports Hamas and Iran. So that is the problem between the United States and South Africa. The rest of the stuff is not important. What is important is the court case against Israel, the association between ANC and Iran, the association of ANC and Hamas. So those things will never, the Americans will never compromise on that. And therefore the sanctions will stay and the tariffs will stay and South Africa will go down the drain. When I say South Africa is going to go down the drain, let me explain to you what is happening in South Africa at the moment. Business has come to a standstill. So retail is being hammered. And because of the tariffs, agriculture is also being hammered. And that is resulting in job losses. Job losses result in pressure on services and is bringing about unrest. So you see people standing around in hospitals, blocking other people from getting into hospital. It's because they got so much time on their hands to do that. And a lot of people are trying to find someone to blame for the problem. And they move from one person to another. They can blame the immigrant. They can blame this and that other person. But the reality is that the economy is just bad. The South African economy is just bad. There are no jobs. And people who have an option are leaving. So those who can leave are leaving. The only ones who are staying are the ones who don't have an option. So the meeting was not eventful. Nothing came out of the meeting between President Trump and President Ramaphosa. Then obviously with the training soldier, I don't know if I can display that picture. Maybe the soldiers will pay me a visit. So I better I leave it because the soldiers are right there. Apple. The Navy will just come and park near my house because I'm at the beach, right? So the Navy, if I display the picture of the young lady who's dancing in uniform, they will probably just bring a submarine next to me and tap me, my little flat, my little box, matchbox. That would be a mess. So I don't display the picture, but a young lady is trending in the South African National Defense Force after she did open a TikTok account and started to dance around wearing uniform. I've seen one lady overseas in the US who does it, but I've never seen her take off her clothes. But this one does take off her clothes, and the army has issued a statement to say that is not allowed. You cannot take off your clothes, especially the clothes of the army or the combat uniform. You can't take it off on TikTok. I don't know why a soldier opened TikTok. It makes no sense. Soldiers must not have a phone. So, Tamangu, my friends, the soldiers, you can have a phone. And then in Johannesburg, the ANC is heading to an elective conference, and Dada Morero, who is the current regional chairperson of the ANC, is facing a challenge from Loyiso Masuku, who currently has 70% of the vote. So she's got 70% of the vote. The reason why she's popular is firstly because she's female. So female candidates have got a big advantage, and she is getting a big advantage from this. In September, we might have a new regional chairperson of the ANC, and Dada Morero only have 30% of the nominations. Then let's see if I've left anything else. Guys, something very bad happened in Ghana, and it's sad. So in Ghana, the Minister of Defense, Edward Kofi Omane Boama, the Minister of Environment, also passed away. And there are many people who passed away here, many senior officials. And the president was supposed to be on this helicopter. However, he did not go in. So the helicopter crashed after taking off from the airport, and an investigation is taking place to say, was there an attempt on the president? Was it supposed to be the president going down? Because he delegated just before this function, he delegated to the ministers, and then they crashed. So was it meant for him? If that was the case, someone is out there trying to do dirty tricks. He's playing dirty, and that's not right. You don't just take out the president like that. So he survived. Remember what happened in Masvingo last year? Takaposa taita party. Akaposa jambira mu helicopter. Yakarigwa. That is 15 September. So remember, 4 September is gAMBAKWE's birthday. 15 September is Mnangagwa's birthday. And 16 September is the Malawi elections. So 15 September 2024, Mnangagwa's helicopter, yakadona, and someone was supposed to jump in there. Unfortunately, Ah, Anakupinda, but that is an incident. Helicopters are crashing like crazy, especially with the presidents are just about to jump into those helicopters. So I know this year there's no Munumutapa Day. If he does it and tries to go into the Great Zimbabwe, Acha Chema, he's gonna cry. By the way, guys, everything I'm saying here, I'm the only person in Zimbabwe allowed to say what I'm saying right now. Okay, now let's go to the newspapers. Let's go to the Herald newspaper. I've checked all the other newspapers. H-Metro, I've given you the story. Herald, Newsday, let me give you the story. Newsday is saying Zimbabweans are selling their properties. Are giving their properties as security for debt. So people are giving T-shirts, TVs, radios, bicycles, even houses to get debt because the life is so hard. People cannot afford anything. They are living on loans and there are no banks to give you loans. So they're going to microfinance institutions to borrow money. Zaka pressure. It's tough in Zimbabwe. So if you're in Zimbabwe, don't do it. Don't give away your house to get a loan to buy food. It's better you find another way to do it, but don't give away your house for food. Better you go to the raw areas and live there. My friend, my young friend, Kundai, is already gone to the raw areas. You saw him. Go check out his channel. He's doing very well. And many other people have lived in the raw areas. Try that. Don't have debt. So when M31 comes into office, what we're going to do? So let me explain to you just for a second. We're going to make sure that capital flows into the country, billions and billions. And you won't have to borrow money from my banks. Got a plan. The problem with Mnangagwa is there's no capital coming into the country. So there's no money. And the Zik will ban it, will remove the Zik. Immediately, the day Fadzi gets into office, we'll remove the Zik. Won't even wait. Okay, now let's go to Professor Simbibako. He met Mnangagwa over here. And Professor was the first, I think the first professor of law at UZ. So you guys in law, you love him. And then you saw that the meeting took place between Guti and Mnangagwa, and also the Roman ambassador to Zimbabwe, Mr. Joost von Kishman, is leaving. So Mr. Van Kishman met Chiwenga. He also met Mnangagwa, but not at the same time. What is happening is that Mnangagwa and Chiwenga are never in one place at the same time anymore. It's crazy. Do you see Chiwenga? He looks like a young man. Guys, I'm not lying to you. Look at Chiwenga. It's as if he's gymming. He even has muscles. That's crazy. I'm Daranga, man. He's like a young man now. Pakaipa. It's nice. So let's go to other stories. 2 suspect poachers led by detectives in the Mharire Magistrates Court. After having ivory, no one cares about ivory anymore. And then peace is guaranteed. That is Lieutenant General Emmanuel Matatu. Guys, I don't understand Lieutenant General Emmanuel Matatu. That man is just not interested in anything but the army. Like, he doesn't do anything else. He's not interested in politics. He doesn't talk anything but officiate at military activities. That is the kind of army we need. And RBZ holds politics rated 35% to anchor stability. The Zik is dead. The Zik is fake. Yaka broker. There is nothing that will ever come out of the Zik. It will never work. And just wait. You will see what policies we're going to be announcing very soon. We're going to remove the Zik. Yaka broker. And then obviously Chronicle newspaper, same pictures, but without Chiwenga. I don't see Chiwenga in here. That's the only difference. and then Sabuku deals through illegal land sales. Guys, if you've got a raw home, go and fix it. So there are 2 young people who are doing video about rural areas. What do you do when you get to rural areas? Call the youngsters that are doing videos. Call Kundai, and I think the other young men, I can't remember the other young guy. They do videos about how you put your greenhouse, your chicken coop, your borehole. Go to rural areas, fence up your home properly, and put a greenhouse and a free-range chicken thing in a goat pen, and put yourself a Starlink. Put solar panels and a solar system at your home. Don't spend your whole time drinking sewage in Mharire for nothing. After 6 months, you'll be selling eggs, you'll be selling free-range chicken, you'll be having vegetables in your garden, in your greenhouse. There are guys who are making $400 a week. Go and check those guys' channels. You will see what I'm talking about. I think the other one is called Kevin Period. Those are people to follow. Don't force your domas. gAMBAKWE made me disappear. gAMBAKWE came to my house and tried to kill me. How can I kill someone who got a mukuku? No rawachi, chicken. You come to South Africa to make fake videos instead of going kumusha, kunogadzira pamusha pako, and you have things that are working. You do fake news for Zanu. DJ and Holy kusiya mukadzi na sekurutazo. Unofunga kuti sekurutazo wakapoza. Wakasiya mukadzi wako na sekurutazo anokwaturwa. So that is the kind of things that I'm talking about. There are people who are doing things in our country, and I follow these people. Guys, my job is to know what is going on. So I sit here and I watch youngsters who are doing very well. And our future is in organizing ourselves as individuals. And then you need a government that will put infrastructure for you. So what I'm always talking about, quick connections. Kana you are in Mharire and you are in Masvingo, you should be able to jump on a train, go to Harare within 30 minutes and come back within 30 minutes. So we're going to put a train between Harare and Beitbridge. That is about 600 kilometers. At 600 kilometers, that's a 2.5 hour trip, including stopping time. So you should be able to go to Beitbridge at 6, arrive at 11, do your business at Beitbridge, come back by 4, jump on a train and be in Harare at 6. So South Africa and Zimbabwe will be connected. Same, Botswana, you should be able to do Botswana, you should be able to do Zambia, you should be able to go to the beach at Beira on Saturday and come back. That's what the government will do for you. But as an individual, fix your home. As you do it, it's not expensive. With the $10,000, your home can become an amazing home. In Kariba, what we did, so I want to go into a bit of Kariba so that you guys understand. I put together 16 people. We had a piece of land that was costing $45,000. So people contributed money for the land, and we bought the land for $45,000. What was left was just to build up retirement homes. So you can do that as a group, but I don't encourage you to go into groups with people you don't know, because Zimbabweans, most of the time, if you go in a group, you find that someone is going to come in there and disrupt the whole thing. Your whole group will be gone for nothing. So if you can, fix your village. Don't spend money on town land and all that. There's no difference. With Starlink and solar and water, you can do very, very well at a raw area, and you can have projects. I was talking to the guy who does chickens last week. For $1,000, he's going to go to your home and set up your chicken project. Like, he's going to consult for you what you need to put, how much you need to put, where you need to put it. And those chickens and eggs will give you enough money to cover back the project. In 6 months, you'll be done, you'll be running for profits. So that is the kind of stuff that we want to see. We want to see people doing well. We don't want people who are idle. The worst thing that can be, and that I don't like, is an idle person who just is there doing nothing. That's why you see gAMBAKWE sleeps at 11, wakes up at 2, and then works the whole day. That is what you need to do. And kuna sekuru vangu, the great gAMBAKWE. That man, if you went to his fields, there was so much order. If you went to his tobacco, he was doing tobacco at a small scale on a mountainside. Sekuru vedu vairima fodya vachirima chibage vachiita anonzi magandiwa. You understand? Not makandiwa. Magandiwa is a trench where water, when it rains, water will not destroy your plants, and it also store the water, and he would rotate. So people would come and stand when they're driving past his farm and say, whose farm is this? He had cattle, he had goats, he had sheep. Papa karipa, guys. Inini ndakakura nevanhu. And then my mom's grandparents, so pana na sekuru wangu vaigara panonzi pamushuku. You guys know kuti sekuru wangu sekuru Moyana was in uko kuningyo. But my mom had a family just near our home, and sekuru wangu vairima anonzi vaita ma pigs. So this thing I'm telling you about is 1980. Up to now, pane munhu asina kana huku chitiyo zvacho chinoti tiyo. Anogara mutauni achichema about Mnangagwa. I know Mnangagwa is a problem, but you're also a problem. Mimi maZimbabwe, you're also a problem. Munongotera sina basa. No problem yenyu mazimba. Amuzivi zvokutera. And sometimes you blame Mnangagwa where you don't need to. You must blame Mnangagwa for destroying the ecosystem. But you yourself, you can also do stuff. Don't just sit there without an idea and wind up pension. When you get sick and you are on pension, you even fail to buy Panado. That is bad. So don't be in that situation. Fix yourself up. Okay. Don't try to go to South Africa. There's nothing there for you. Okay, I think we've covered most of the stuff. What is this newspaper saying? We'll have one more newspaper to cover. Then we'll be out. Remember, I need to fly to Johannesburg. Guys, I'm spending so much money. My ups and downs. But what can I do? We need to do this. That's why gAMBAKWE is different from anyone. I don't just sit on kadeski kangu kutaka kunyeva. Kunyeva. Who is gonna kidnap a punk asingagezi anoswera achimadoro pa live? Next time ndakuvinga huku village chako unomhanya mpana. Unomhanya uchinyeba. Vanhu vanana musoro. 3 miners, girl 12 rescues 3 miners from a burning house. Wow, she's amazing. So this young lady, she rescued the kids from a burning house. Go check it out in Manika Post. She's amazing. She's a hero. And it's very dangerous. Human remains found in Chipinge mine. The remains of 7 suspected Second Chimurenga Liberation War fighters have been exhumed from a mine in Chipinge, in which was once used by Rhodesian soldiers as a torture chamber. So you can go and check out. Manika Post is lovely. I love it. And then vacancy at the Chipinge Town Council. We want my engineers. 2 engineers I wanted. So if you want land, so let's say you're working in South Africa and an engineer, these jobs come with a lot of land. So you get land. Kurana Chipinge, if you're an engineer, they will give you land, they will give you cars. So do it. You will make a lot of money from it. And then let's see, Heroes. When is Heroes? So Destiny of Africa Network, Obadiah Msando, is celebrating, what do you call this? The Heroes and Defense Forces Day, which is, I think it's on 11. I'll confirm the days. Guys, it's been long since I was in Zimbabwe. So let's see the date of the Heroes and Defense Forces Day. When is it going to be? Okay, ZANU-PF is going to tender supply of regalia, tents, catering equipment, trucks, hire toilets, supply of conference deco. So, my comrade, there is a tender. If you want to make money, go to ZANU, Unwana Mari, but be careful with the Badaru. So just make sure that you get paid first for a supply. And then, we're on ZANU, Wikino, and make sure you talk to Wikino, because when ZANU, they don't pay at all. Okay, I think I've covered everything in the newspapers. Chronicle newspaper I've covered, Herald newspaper we've covered, and Manika Post we've covered. Now let's go to Zambia, then we'll go to our people. So our people are amazing. I follow the most amazing people. If you see me following you, God has blessed you. God has blessed you. If I follow you, look at my favorite presidents. They do so well together. And let's look at nothing here. There's nothing in Zambia at the moment. So as I said, we're going to be at court, and former President Lungu's judgment is going to be at 11:30. So let's see what happens. This is a groundbreaking ruling. Nothing of that nature has ever taken place ever before. Guys, time flies. I don't know why time flies like this when I'm talking. So let us recap, and then we'll go to our people in the comments. So we said the US Embassy in Zimbabwe, in Mharire, has announced that they will no longer be issuing visas to Zimbabweans at the embassy. This announcement is on their website here. And the reason why they're not doing any more visas in Zimbabwe is because 709 Zimbabweans have overstayed and didn't come back from America. So that means about 7,000 visas were given, and 10% of the people just disappeared when they went to America and are wandering around there as destitutes. Because for America, it's tough. Guys, if you want to have a tough life, overstay in European countries. There are guys in Canada who are sleeping on the street from Zimbabwe. Guys in USA who are living a very difficult life. Come home, guys. Muenda kumamisha kwenyu, muenda zonda kutaurira. Find the youngsters, Ana Kundai, Ana Kevin, period. Muenda mono taridzwa how to do stuff. Fix your home and participate as candidates. Let's change our country. Don't run to other people's countries and live there like a destitute. Uchinetsa, chisemesa vanhu, uchinyadzisa. But the worst people are the people in South Africa here. The guys who are just standing around at the corners. Rainy season is coming. Imbosimukai, go home, kumisha kwenye mugadzira. If you raise 50,000, fix your greenhouse, fix your borehole, fix your chicken coop, and fix your vegetable garden. Instead of manya which is up and down. So those are the kind of things that we're talking about. Our youngsters need to do well, and we need to change the way we think. Participate in politics, become part of the change that you want to see. Okay, let's quickly go to the comments. You abhor competition. Peter Tosh, me, I don't abhor competition. Yesterday, Mpana Anonzi Kulendi Mnangagwa, he went on YouTube and for the second time posted a fake video that is been abducted. And one wakama abductor, one wagambakwe. You write my name and you write it with such a thing. That's not only illegal, it's lies. So if you write in Jakadaro, remember, I'm a real person. I'm not a fake person. I show my face, I show my name. If you write with pardon, Gambakwe abducted me, you are making an accusation to a real person. You must then prove it. We can take you to court. It doesn't matter you support ZANU. We'll take you to court and we'll sue you. If you make those kind of videos, I'm now going to sue people. I don't like it. People will just take my name. Waitaura suna basa. Utaure chiba. Washaya is utaura. Kana washaya is utaura. Nyarara. Nyarara. Uzotara sabasa. One thing about me, you know, you'll never be harmed or you'll never be killed if you say anything about me. That's why people have got the leeway to lie, but hey, gAMBAKWE this, hey, gAMBAKWE that. But there's a line that you can't cross, which is illegality. You can't cross into the line. I've been abducted, I'm missing because this guy abducted. That is garbage. We want progressive stuff. We are saying to people, come and become a candidate, contest in 2028. Roba Munangagwa, like Nyoka Yapinda Mumba. You don't want that. You want to spend the whole day with Nyao Zaman. Nishma videos na basa. I have never seen Fadzai happier since he left politics. Mkoma 1 and 1. You can never cheat Fadzai out of leadership. I know many people in ZANU are going to try to make Fadzai think she's okay without participating. I don't think she's that kind of person. And I know that Fadzi is going to eventually become a leader in our country. I don't know whether it's now or when. What I know that the time now is perfect for her to take leadership. ZANU-PF people are terrified of Fadzi. They are scared that if she gets into politics, she will beat Tsagwire like a snake has entered the house. When is ECL judgment? It's at 11:30 today. I'll be there. And Ramaphosa is a python. Ramaphosa man, this guy is interesting. Funny enough, he's got the McDonald's franchise. So I don't know how that works. That you've got the McDonald's franchise and you are under sanctions. Are they going to take it? I don't know. They will do anything. Yesterday, one of the biggest shipping lines has stopped service in South Africa. So I think it's called Maersk or something. You can go check it out. They've stopped service in South Africa yesterday. You are flying, you're not flying in gAMBAKWE, you live in Johannesburg, you don't live in Cape Town. The background of your house remains the same when you're in Cape Town and Johannesburg. Why? Pamazonge, it's up to you to think what you like. I will never tell you my location. What if I have the same setup in both sides? In fact, do you want me to show you my setup so that you can see where I am? And then tomorrow I'll show you my setup again. So don't try to find out where I stay. Zoro. Zoro rakazvimba. Do you know the company where I work? the actual place where I go to do work in the morning and evening. Do you know Mambazongi? Or you think I just do videos here? Waka broker. You're free to go back to Zimbabwe. gAMBAKWE. Yes. Remember, we're setting up a political party. We can't set up a political party without going to Zimbabwe. Ina andisungwe na Mnangagwa. Andisungwe na Mnangagwa. Andibatwe nemunhu kumasvingo. Mazvinzwa. Azviti. And that is because this whole thing is spiritual. The day mukabata inini, mabata magetsi, uchaona kuti mabata magetsi anopisa semoto. So mabata magetsi, don't do it. This thing is spiritual. We know exactly the order of what is going to happen. And it's going to start the day you try to batter me. Okay, let's go to our Facebook and see our people. That is the last thing we're going to do today. Do you know that there's no one who doesn't watch me? Like Mnangagwa watches, Auxilia watches, Tariro watches. Umwacho, I live next to her. Papaduza. Paduza Pangam. I live next to her. Right. Let's see my people. Mini. I love Mini. She's amazing. She has changed Mdara wangu. He is now a young man. She's working out. Let's see what she's working out. How does it turn off the sound? Okay, I need to turn on the sound. Okay, there. All right, let's go. Who are these guys? This is good. I like it. Go check it out on a Facebook, and then let's go to Fadzi 2028. Fadzi, don't be cheated out of power. Look at the moon right now. Thank me later. That was 25 minutes ago. I will look at it, but I think whatever you're looking at is past. Good morning, 5 a.m. club. After getting what you prayed for, ask for the discipline to keep it and the wisdom to make it grow. Fadzi, become our president, please. Toda president akanaka anonakidza asinga royi asinga sungi. Look at that. That is amazing. I love it. So let's go to Madam Boss. And by the way, if she decides not to run, there is no pressure and there is no, we're not going to have a grudge. We're going to have a plan. Guys, the time of leaving our country in the hands of people that look like they're coming from 1900 is over. Young people, stand up and take over. Do something. Don't just sit there and complain. Stand up and contest. Contesting for an election costs nothing. A councillor is nothing. It costs nothing to contest. A senator is $200. Become a contestant. Participate, campaign, and have your name on the ballot. Madam Boss, she is into what is called Zimlash Clothing. I don't know if that is a company or what, because I hear something about, maybe one day I'll call and say, Madam Boss, what is your company's name? So I don't know. Zimlash Closet. Who is the owner of Zimlash Closet? Who is this girl here? I don't know. I will check it out. But she's featuring on Madam Boss and now on gAMBAKWE. And then let's look at President Dumaboko, my president. He is visited Star Gems, Botswana today, not for ceremony, but to recognize resilience, excellence, and impact. This company has invested 380 pula, employed 76% locals, and trained over 1,100 Botswana. So go check it out over here. That is the company. So we turn off the music. Go check it out. What an amazing company. And what is amazing people. Botswana ladies are very interesting. Yeah, I know nothing about Botswana ladies. Then this one I've shown you last night. President Hakainde Hichilema over here. Who has I left out? Who did I leave out? Sadak. Mnangagwa is no one in Sadak. Mnangagwa is no longer the chair. And Mahos is busy selling out. Check out. He's selling out for days. It's as if he doesn't even know Mnangagwa. Like this man. And look at this Zimbabwean lady over there, number 2. And then all these people here, they're from Sadak Secretariat. Sadak is going to become a real thing because all the guys who are giving funds had stopped. The donors had stopped. They're waiting for Mnangagwa to go. Now they're going to start a real negotiation with Sadak. The Europeans are going to start negotiating with Sadak. They had stopped talking to Sadak because of Mnangagwa. Mnangagwa arikuuraya vanhu nenzara. Mnangagwa akabroka. Auxilia akabroka. Sean akabroka. Emerson Jr. akabroka. Kuda akabroka. Collins akabroka. Vese akabroka. So he's transitioned down the presidential offer. No, she's got up to the 24th. You must understand. But it's not even about Fadzi. She's just the best candidate, but it's not about her. So let me explain to you what it means to have Fadzi as advocate Fadzi as a candidate. It's like 99% chance of winning. We want 75% victory. With advocate Fadzi, you are going to have a big advantage, like a huge advantage. It's almost certain that we're going to win with her. However, it's not about her. So let me explain to you why it's not about her. We have a plan. Anyone can win in Zimbabwe. You need a plan. So what President Dumaboko did, we can do it in Zimbabwe. That is a coalition. And then we get people together. We contest everywhere. And we have a proper communication plan. We are going to contact the army and tell them, Kuti, what Mnangagwa is doing, arresting people and making it difficult for people to contest and campaign, is a national security threat. So we're going to do all the groundwork and make sure that people can campaign, like what happened in 2018. People were able to campaign. The election went on without an incident. It was only after the election that there was a problem. That is because she was the Minister of Defense. You guys don't understand why it was like that. Chiwenga was the Minister of Defense at that time. So the army was told not to do what they were doing in the past. So there was no interference in the election. There was no beating of people. People campaigned because Chiwenga was in charge of the soldiers. Now we need to go. We're going to write OPA. I'm going to tell you guys the day when I write OPA. We're going to write OPA. We're going to write Valerio. We're going to write Matatu. And we're going to say to them, if they let this country be taken by weak people, so if there's no checks and balances, our country will be taken by outsiders because the country will be captured. So you need a country with a strong, resilient political system. That is why we need to make sure that people can campaign. We don't want anyone arrested anymore. They must release everyone who's arrested and make sure that people can speak freely, as long as they do it just talking without destroying property. What we don't agree with is destroying property. So we don't want violent protests. And I agree that there's no need and no place for violent protests. So once we agree, and then we have a proper system, you will see that people will come in, our billionaires will come into politics. We want them as leaders that when they stand in front of you, you understand that you've got a leader, not this wish-washy thing we're having right now, where munasina mbudzi kana huku zvako kanoti tiyo ndiye ari kuleader. We don't want that. Kuti politics inoitwa nevanhu matsaga, the worst people, the bravest people, because most people are scared. Look at Hopo. He has just said he's scared of participating in politics. Did you see Hopo's tweet? Let me show you what he said. Most importantly, I'm 54 and I'm too old to be running around in politics. My duty and that of other my age and order is to mentor new leaders. I have chosen that path instead of entering politics. There's no room for me, for people like me and my ideas, which aim to uplift everyone so that after 5 years, they can see real improvement in their life. I always say, one's life tells his story. So go and check out that tweet by Hopo. People are scared because he has said he's got three choices: either to join ZANU, or to go on exile, or to be killed. What kind of a choice is that? Guys, living in a foreign country at over 50 is a failure. If you see yourselves to live in a foreign country at 50, you should be going down now, like enjoying what you worked for. In Zimbabwe, no one has anything. Like, if we take away your salary this month, or we take away 1,000 from you, you'll be destitute. There's no one with anything right now, except for those few people who work in the government, who were able to take someone else's farm and take someone else's tractors. So what kind of a life is that? So what we want to do is, for in the next 5 years, we need to build a new system. And Mnangagwa is 84. In 5 years' time, Mnangagwa won't be able to walk. Mnangagwa. But we can't have a situation where in 2028, we have this serious dysfunctional political system where the opposition has been destroyed. And guys, listen to me very carefully when I talk about this. This is talking to you. Don't point at Fadzi or point at Chamisa or point at another person. It's talking to you. You guys who are watching. And this video reaches over 100,000 people a day. Don't get to a point where you're always thinking, that person, that other person is the one. Why are you not doing something? Why do you blame other people? Okay, that is exactly what I mean. It's a matter of time. Okay, there's something I wanted to do before I wrap up here. ZANU-PF rigs elections, Botswana's political terrain is not like that. That's not true. Masisi is probably the worst person I've ever seen. And I'm not lying to you. Masisi and PF, same thing. Masisi was killing the country, like to the point that Botswana was now being taken as a pariah state. He was using intelligence. Do you remember those robberies which were not taking place in Botswana? How bad they were during Masisi's days. It was now like a wild, wild west over there. in Botswana. And intelligence was being used against people to the point that Kama could not live in Botswana anymore. So what are you talking about? Environment. Botswana was bad. The reason why President Boko won was a strategy. He had a strategy. He formed a coalition. The party running Botswana right now is a coalition. It's not a one party. The problem in Zimbabwe, people are too proud. So proud. Job Scala. Ukadamfonera pana. Adairi. Anugaita zvake. Zvamandela. Biti. Ukamfonera. Amatiki. Ata zvake zvamandela. Hopo. Ukamfonera. Ata zvake zvamandela. Mahere. Ukamfonera. Ata zvamandela. Kutamba hangu guys. I'm just being funny. So I'm making a point for a reason. I'm making that point because I want it to hurt. When I'm making a point, I want you to remember this point that I'm making. I know it hurts you when I make this statement about you, Kuti. You're part of the problem. Indeed, you are part of the problem. There is no one in Zimbabwe who is not part of the problem. Chamisa. No one must touch Chamisa. And it's no one wants to be where guys. Come and sit down together. Bring yourself down to earth and fix this mess. Munangagwa uyu amumubvisi muchita zvamunoita. Munangagwa uyu tsvagwirei amumubvisi kuzanu zvima groups M31 Nyoka Mabunu channel what everyone you phone them guys. You can't do anything without elections. No, I've got a plan. I want to do this. I want to go and remove Mnangagwa immediately. Guys, you can't remove Mnangagwa by force. Mnangagwa is armed. I tell people, do you know that you can't remove Mnangagwa? You can threaten gAMBAKWE, but you can't threaten Mnangagwa. So what do you need to do? You need to win elections. Don't forget what I'm saying to you. You need to win elections. How do you win elections? You start early. You become organized. You show that you are the best alternative. You don't go there and try to be proud by yourself. You are no one who won. So, youngsters, do you see me? I'm sitting here. I have ran my media house since 2010. I have been into the houses of almost every opposition leader in Zimbabwe. I'm not telling you things that I read in a book. I'm telling you things I've seen. The people that you think are your leaders, they've got no capacity by themselves. They need to be brought together. You need a strong secretariat. You need to talk to the army. You need to talk to the intelligence. You need to talk to guys in police so that they understand, Kuti, what is happening now is bad for them. The police is drinking sewage right now in Mharire. The army soldier right now is going to drink sewage. It is running around looking for water at a borehole. We want to fix this country. And we are patriotic. Outside the country. I've got no one that I talk to from outside Zimbabwe. We are trying to fix this country using homegrown education. I studied at NAST. You all know this. And everything we're doing is for the betterment of our people. Mnangagwa will never fix anything. The Reserve Bank is a mess. The Minister of Finance, they can't find the password for the system. Do you think Mtuli would ever do anything? Do you think Kudam Mnangagwa will achieve anything? So while we talk in very difficult and hard terms, we actually want to fix. But you can't say Chamisa is going to become the leader of a country under these circumstances. There is no way Chamisa is going to win the next election. Achango perera pakuti Chamisa ari popular ipapo. And it's ndotokudza iko zvinezvi. Mogona kundivenga. But 2028 modzoka futi panapa. Inini ndichikutaurira panapa kuti Chamisa uyu wamuri kutaura kuti Chamisa ari popular. Chamisa muregedzei. Ari one, he will not do anything. He needs to be brought to order. So Chamisa needs to be brought to order. Because it's the problem. Muniye. Wamuri kuti Chamisa ndiye problem yacho. Because zvarikuita izvi hazvisi zvinoita opposition leader. And it. Go to Chamisa's Twitter. And I want it to be hurtful, to painful, so that when you remember what I'm telling you, you understand. Chamisa has got no party. He's got no secretariat. He's got no what do you call this, manifesto. He's got no leadership structure. So Murukuti Mimi Chamisa is going to come and lead. Lead we way. Nimatkwitsai. So at Sutaura Zunizi, Kutitambe. Where is Ostalos? Have you seen Ostalos tweeting anything? So team ya Chamisa is Ostalos, Anonzanuyu, Chibaya, and Chamisa. That certainly can't win an election. So we need something different. We don't want to keep being like disorganized people. That we will not accept. Peter is saying use English. Okay, let me start again. What I'm saying is everyone needs to stop their pride. Stop being proud for nothing. Stop saying, oh, I'm Advocate GAMBAKWE. I'm so popular. Advocate GAMBAKWE. When you go to the house, they're nothing. They got nothing. They've got that little house and that little fortuna. Fortuna, what will it do for us? So we want to build Zimbabwe to be like Dubai. It will need a different approach. And we need to bring each other to order. We need to have a leader. And we need to have a secretariat. We need to have a coalition. And we're going to build a coalition. Guys, in India, I'm the biggest enforcer that you've ever seen. There is no person that can undermine GAMBAKWE. Apana, you can take Chamisa, you can take BT, you can take Mharire, you can take anybody, you can take Wopo, you can take anyone you want. They will never be able to undermine GAMBAKWE because I've got good intentions. So when I tell you what I'm telling you, it's from a position of wanting you to do well. And they all understand it. Chamisa knows I don't hate him. Mharire knows I don't hate him. Wopo knows I don't hate him. And Scala, BT, all those guys, they all know that I've got good intentions. So we need to create a secretariat now. And then we need the political side to be transparent. Everyone must have a chance. But focus must be on the elections. If we go to Mharire, it's not because we don't know how to go to other people. That is basically, she's the best person right now. And I know many people have also gone to her and say, run. If we say Chamisa must not run, it's not that because we hate him. I got so many calls yesterday to say, why did you say Chamisa must not run? He must not run because he's not the best candidate. And that is how it is. And BT and Scala and Dr. Nkosana Mon. Muchifamba muchitoras selfie. You can't just be living on selfies. We need people on the ground right now. ZANU PF is working. So you can't continue the way you're continuing. And you must allow yourself to be led. So we need these people to allow themselves to be led. And they must endorse Mharire. Did you see the word I used? Must. We need a candidate right now. We can't be going around without a candidate. And that's why we've given a deadline of the 24th. If the 24th arrives and Fadzi is not accepted, we're not going to stand there and wait. We're going to start looking for another candidate. She is the best candidate. People love her, but that's not the end. We don't want to have another Chamisa right now, who is popular, but is not doing anything. And we want to make it clear to Chamisa. Inini, I will not accept Chamisa as a candidate in 2028. I won't support him. So you must take it from me. I will not mention any support for Chamisa's 2028 presidential candidates. So we'll rather do something else. Taneta guys, and Anabiti and Askala, we've already told you. Come together and form an opposition coalition. Just like what they did in Botswana, and win. You do well. Take away your pride right now. Besides pride, okay, I think we've covered it. But we mark my words, Father, I will not take up this drama. She's smart. Yes, let her be smart. I just told you, Robert. Let her be smart. If Fadzai doesn't accept to be a presidential candidate, don't think we're going to stand around after the 24th. And this is not a threat. It's a reality. We're not going to stand around and say, take leadership, take leadership. Leadership is a duty. Leadership is a calling. You are not forced to take leadership. If I see that I have to spend months and months convincing you to be a leader, you are not the leader that we want. So I want us to get a leader. I don't want an absent leader. I don't want a reluctant leader. We want a leader that can lead people like President Hakainde Hichilema. Did you see what he did? President Hakainde Hichilema was arrested and thrown into jail for 91 days by Lungu. Did he stop? The army was unleashed on the people of Zambia by Lungu. Do you remember this? I was covering this thing when I came out of hospital. I woke up from my bed like I was deadly sick. I couldn't even talk. I woke up to sit here and say, President Hakainde Hichilema is won. I was the first president to declare that he's past the point where he cannot lose. In Zimbabwe, you've got the problem of people who are too smart for nothing. One person wants to be so smart by themselves. Oh, that is smart here. Treat my sewage. gAMBAKWE ndiwaita kuti America ndimai vako. But you live in SA and you love America. I've got a visa. I got 2 visas to America. What are you talking about? I live in South Africa. I go to Cape Town, American embassy. They give me a visa. Do you think I care about you guys overstaying in America? If you see someone overstaying in America, they are like a broker. They are a delete background. Why do you get a visa to go to America and overstay? I don't go to America for nothing. When I go to America, there's a reason. Like, literally, if you see me going to America, I've got a specific thing I'm going to do there, and I come home. I'm not going to America just to walk around. All right, guys, I would have loved this conversation. I've never done such a long thing like this, but it's because I love you guys so much. Mnangagwa is no one, guys. Listen to what I just said now. Mnangagwa is no one in this thing. Mnangagwa will be gone in like 4 or 5 years. Mnangagwa will be working with a walking stick. He's no one, that man. The problem is us, the youngsters. Youngsters in ZANU, youngsters in CC, youngsters in all these other things. You just move around like without a plan. We don't want that anymore. It's over. It's over. We don't want it anymore. And everyone has to play a part. Everyone has to play a part. We are tired, guys. Especially guys overseas. We want you home. We don't want this thing where you live there just to pay rent. Someone is living in America and they earn their money and all they do is pay rent. You live in UK, you can't even afford to give your kids money to do anything. 99% of the people can't afford the flight back home. And you've got land in Mharire, land in Masvingo, land in Mutare, land in Mapisa. Our country is empty. And we say to you, she contested with a power. And you're thinking, maybe I don't think we'll do it. I don't think maybe we'll do it. Maybe what? You think you know better? I don't know. Yes, of course. Imagine if I come here and said, maybe. What if? Will you listen to me? People listen to me because I know what I'm talking about. Now we are basically on your Nagawa, let nature takes course. Yes, because Chiwenga won't remove him. Chiwenga is not going to remove Mnangagwa. It won't happen. He has just decided to Ega. All right, guys, I need to go. It's been fun. I'll see you guys in a few hours' time. And a good day.